Have you ever felt like your mind is a silent storm, quietly sweeping away your inner peace? Thoughts keep rushing in one after another, sometimes clinging to regrets about the past. Other times worrying about a future that hasn't even happened yet, or endlessly dissecting the present moment until you're exhausted. If you've ever felt trapped in a maze of mental chaos, longing to find calm again, you're not alone. For thousands of years, Buddhism has offered profound wisdom to help people quiet the noise in their minds and return to a place of peace. In this video, we're going to explore 6 powerful Buddhist teachings that can guide you toward a clear, balanced, and peaceful state of mind. Let's take this journey together and uncover the serenity that's been waiting for you all along. 1. Live fully in the present moment. We often get caught in an endless loop of expectations and regrets. Either we look back blaming ourselves for what's already happened, or we look ahead full of anxiety about things that may never come. We imagine the struggles ahead, fearing what could go wrong before it even begins. But here's the truth: the past is closed, and the future is still a mystery. The Buddha once taught, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." This timeless wisdom reminds us to release the heavy burdens of both regret and worry, so we can truly live in the only time we actually have right now. As you read these words, this is the present, and the present is where life is truly unfolding. When you loosen your grip on the past and stop clinging to the future, a deep sense of peace and clarity begins to rise within you. Overthinking slowly fades away, replaced by the simple yet powerful act of just being here. A little story: crossing the river. One day, a wise monk was crossing a river with his young student. The monk stepped forward with calm certainty, while the student hesitated at the edge, eyes fixed on the rushing water, fear creeping in that he might be swept away. Sensing the hesitation, the monk smiled and said, "The river will always flow, but the only way to reach the other side is to be fully present with each step you take." And that's the lesson for all of us. When your mind is anchored in the present, there's no challenge you cannot cross. Trust the moment. This river crossing story perfectly shows how getting tangled in past regrets or future fears can pull us away from truly living in the here and now. The only way to move through life with ease is to trust the flow of the present moment, letting go of the heavy baggage of expectations. Remember, life is always in motion, and the best way to live it is to move with it right here, right now. 2. Stop fighting what you can't control. The more we overthink, the more we suffer. Our minds replay old scenarios like broken records, worry about what might happen, and cling to things far beyond our control. But here's the truth: all this mental wrestling only brings more stress, more anxiety, and more pain. The Buddha once taught that suffering doesn't come from the events themselves, it comes from our attachment to them. In other words, it's not what happens to us that creates pain, but how we choose to respond. When we obsess over what we cannot change, we're essentially inviting suffering to sit at our table. The first step to breaking this cycle is recognizing the illusion of control. We simply can't control everything around us, and trying to do so only tightens suffering's grip. Learn to accept what is. By releasing the need to control, we free ourselves from that exhausting loop of fear and worry. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, then let it go. Release it and watch as your mind slowly unclenches, making space for peace. The boulder story. A wise monk once told of a man straining to push a massive boulder uphill. No matter how hard he tried, the rock wouldn't move. Frustrated and drained, the man complained. The monk simply asked, "Why are you trying to push something that will never move? Let go and the path will reveal itself." The lesson is simple. Resisting reality and overthinking about what should be only drains your spirit. Sometimes the most powerful action isn't to push harder, it's to stop pushing entirely. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. It's freedom. When you free your mind from the chains of overthinking, you'll uncover the peace that's been waiting for you all along. 3. Simplicity is the key to happiness and peace. In today's world, it's easy to get swept away by the noise. Our days are packed with distractions, endless obligations, and a constant flood of expectations. We worry about our jobs, our relationships, our looks, and what the future might bring. Life starts to feel like a growing pile of weights on our shoulders, each new worry adding another layer of heaviness. But Buddhism offers a simple yet powerful truth. Simplicity is the key to happiness and peace. It's not about chasing after an ideal or constantly striving for more. It's about letting go of what no longer serves us, stripping away the unnecessary, and returning to the essence of what truly matters. The Buddha often spoke of simplicity not only in how we live, but also in how we think. In the Dhammapada, he shared a profound insight. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. This means happiness isn't something you have to hunt down or earn through more possessions, more achievements, or more approval from others. True happiness is already here, found in the quiet, uncomplicated moments of life, and in the peace that comes when we stop overcomplicating things with endless worries. When we simplify our lives, we release the heavy burden of unnecessary stress and anxiety. We stop overthinking, and we come back to the present moment, the only place where everything we truly need already exists. The Zen secret Shibumi. In Zen philosophy, there's a beautiful principle called Shibumi. It describes the beauty and elegance found in simplicity, the quiet depth in the most ordinary moments. One Zen master put it perfectly: the simpler the life, the more profound the meaning. This wisdom runs deep in the Zen way of living. By clearing the mental clutter, removing distractions, and focusing only on what truly matters, we make room for life to reveal its deeper truths. When the noise fades, the meaning grows. And when you strip away those distractions, you open yourself to a new level of clarity. You realize life doesn't have to be so complicated. Every action, every breath, every moment becomes richer and more meaningful when you stop overloading your mind with unnecessary thoughts and worries. Think about it: how much of the mental clutter in your life is truly necessary? How much of the stress you feel is self-created, born from focusing on things you can't control? Most of the complexity we experience comes from replaying the past or fearing the future. But the truth is, neither the past nor the future exists right now. In this present moment, you have the power to choose simplicity, to release the excess mental baggage, and hold on only to what brings you peace. As you simplify, you begin to feel lighter, more grounded, more connected to the world around you. Happiness doesn't require an elaborate plan or endless striving. It often hides in the smallest, most ordinary moments. A quiet morning, a heartfelt conversation, the warmth of sunlight on your face, or the gentle sound of the wind moving through the trees. Fully embraced, these moments are far more fulfilling than any material pursuit. In the stillness of simplicity, you can finally hear the whispers of your true self. By removing unnecessary worries and distractions, you create space for your heart and mind to work in harmony. This is where real freedom lives, not in having more, but in needing less. It's not about erasing all of life's challenges. It's about shifting how you relate to them. So as you move through your day, ask yourself, what can I simplify? What unnecessary burdens am I still carrying? What can I let go of to find more peace? Do this, and life will naturally become clearer, calmer, and infinitely more meaningful. 4. Your thoughts come and go. They don't define you. How many times have you felt completely overwhelmed by your own thoughts, as if you were drowning in a sea of confusion and doubt? We've all been there. Your mind feels crowded like a stormy sky full of dark, swirling clouds that never seem to pass. Each thought, whether it's about the past, the present, or the future, adds another layer to the chaos. Sometimes our thoughts pile up until we can barely hear ourselves think. It's as if we're trapped in a heavy mental fog, desperately searching for a way out. But the Buddha offers a profound perspective to navigate this inner storm. He teaches us to see our thoughts as clouds in the sky, impermanent, fleeting, and always moving. Just like clouds that drift by and change shape in an instant, our thoughts come and go. And most importantly, they do not define us. We are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that notices them. The Buddha once said, "With our thoughts, we make the world." This is a powerful reminder that the way we interact with our thoughts shapes our entire reality. The challenge then is to avoid attaching ourselves to every thought that passes through our mind. We don't need to identify with them or give them control over us. Our thoughts are like temporary visitors in the vast open sky of the mind. They appear for a while, but they never stay forever. The river and the leaves. Imagine you're sitting beside a calm river, watching the water flow gently past. You see leaves drifting downstream, carried effortlessly by the current. Do you reach out to grab every single leaf, trying to control its path? Of course not. You simply let them float by knowing more will come, and the river will keep flowing smooth and steady. Our thoughts work the same way. Whether it's a worry, a regret, or a random idea, we can acknowledge it and then let it pass without clinging to it. The more we practice this, the easier it becomes to release each thought without struggle. Over time, the storm of overthinking begins to naturally settle. The Buddha also said, "Our life is shaped by our mind, for we become what we think." This profound truth reminds us that the quality of our thoughts directly affects the quality of our life. When we allow restless, negative, or overactive thoughts to pass without gripping them tightly, we create space for clarity, peace, and balance to emerge. By letting go of our attachment to thoughts, we free ourselves not just from overthinking, but from the very patterns that keep us from living fully. We're not trying to suppress our thoughts or push them away. Instead, we simply allow them to flow like leaves, drifting down a river, knowing they will pass on their own. With this simple shift in perspective, we begin to feel lighter inside. The mental clutter fades, and a deeper sense of freedom takes its place, just like clouds appearing and disappearing in the sky. Thoughts will always arise and then fade away. But when we stop trying to control them, stop attaching heavy meaning to each one, we discover a calm, steady presence, free from the weight of constant overthinking. As you move through your day, remember your thoughts are like passing clouds. They are temporary. They do not define you. Let them come. Let them go. And in that letting go, you'll start to experience life with more clarity, more peace, and more ease. 5. Practice mindfulness. Anchor yourself in your breath. In a world that seems to move faster every single day, our minds often feel like they're running on overdrive, jumping from one thought to the next, tangled in worries, distractions, and endless to-do lists. This restless cycle fuels stress and overthinking. But there's a simple, time-tested practice that can break the cycle and bring you back to peace. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present, paying attention to this very moment without judgment. It's noticing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without getting swept away by them. It's not about forcing the mind to be still, but rather allowing yourself to observe what's happening right now without clinging, without resistance. One of the most powerful ways to practice mindfulness is to focus on your breath. When the weight of the world feels heavy on your shoulders, or when your thoughts start to spiral, gently return to your breathing. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. Then exhale fully, letting the tension go. Each breath becomes an anchor, pulling you back into the present moment, the only place life is truly happening. The Buddha taught, when the mind is calm, the breath is calm. This beautiful truth reveals the deep connection between your breath and your mind. When you focus on the rhythm of your breathing, you naturally invite stillness into your thoughts. When we focus on the rhythm of our breath, we can quiet the storm inside our minds. The breath becomes a gentle anchor, breaking the cycle of overthinking and returning us to a place of stillness. Think about it. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Our thoughts shape our entire reality. When we're consumed by chaotic, uncontrollable thoughts, we lose our peace and our clarity. But when we practice mindfulness and come back to our breath, we train the mind to be steady, calm, and free from overthinking's grip. It's like a river. Imagine your thoughts as leaves floating downstream. If you try to grab every single leaf, the water becomes choppy and disturbed. But if you simply watch them drift by without attachment, the river stays calm, and so does your mind. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to bring your attention back to the present moment, to anchor yourself in the peace that's always available. With every mindful breath, you take back control over your thoughts and step into the freedom of living fully in the here and now. So next time you feel overwhelmed, pause. Anchor yourself in your breath. Let each inhale and exhale guide you back to this moment. Over time, you'll notice that overthinking begins to loosen its hold, and a sense of calm and clarity naturally takes its place. Trust in impermanence, your struggles will pass. Nothing in life lasts forever, and that includes your struggles. The Buddhist teaching of impermanence reminds us that everything, both the good and the bad, is always changing. That means the fears, anxieties, and overwhelming thoughts you're facing right now are not permanent. They too will pass. The Buddha said, all conditioned things are impermanent. Strive on with diligence. This timeless wisdom teaches that everything is in constant motion, nothing stays fixed, and change is the nature of life itself. When we truly understand this, we free ourselves from one of overthinking's biggest traps, the belief that we're stuck forever, that our current situation will never improve. Overthinking often thrives on this fear of permanence. But the truth is, change is inevitable. And with that truth comes hope. When we truly understand that everything, even our struggles, is temporary, we can release the fear that things will never change. This knowledge allows us to breathe easier, to trust the natural flow of life. Nothing is permanent. All things are in motion. With this understanding, we can stop carrying the belief that our challenges are here to stay. We loosen the grip of overthinking, and in doing so, we make space for peace, bringing it all together. Now that you've discovered these key teachings, it's time to put them into practice. Be here in this moment. Let go of the thoughts that trap you in the past or drag you into the future. Simplify your life and remember, nothing lasts forever, not even your toughest struggles. Trust in impermanence. Your mind is a powerful tool, and with patience and practice, you can train it to be calm, focused, and at peace. If this video has inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this wisdom with others who might benefit. Let's keep walking this path toward mindfulness and inner peace together. Stay present, stay peaceful, and may you find serenity in every single moment.